Hello and welcome! Today we're diving into a real modern mystery, all thanks to Michael Foley's fantastic book, The Age of Absurdity. And the big question is this: why is it that in a time with more comfort and freedom than any other point in history, feeling genuinely happy seems harder than ever? Let's get right into it.
Oof. Does that hit a little too close to home? You know that feeling, right? You're staring at Netflix, scrolling through 1,000 options, and nothing. You have everything at your fingertips, but all you feel is this paralyzing meh. This is where Foley starts, with this sharp, witty diagnosis of a very modern problem, a world of infinite choice that somehow just leaves us feeling empty.
And this leads us to his next question, which really cuts to the bone. It's not just about having too many choices. It's about this deep-down feeling that we're entitled to more, that we deserve it. And then we feel that little flicker of anger and resentment when the world doesn't just hand it over. So how on earth did we get here? What are the forces that created this feeling?
Well, to understand the problem, we first have to look at the goal itself: happiness. And as Foley argues, the way we think about happiness today is, well, it's completely absurd.
Think about it. We're told our whole lives to go out and find happiness, like it's a treasure you can just dig up. But Foley points out it's more like a paradox, a total catch-22. It's kind of weird to talk about seriously. No one can really agree on what it is. And the second you try to chase it directly, poof, it's gone. Happiness is this ridiculously slippery thing that usually only shows up when you're busy doing something else entirely.
Okay, so if happiness is such a tricky target to begin with, what's actively pushing us in the wrong direction? Foley introduces us to the two main culprits, the two characters in the drama playing out in our heads, the ad and the id.
It works like this. On one side, you've got the ad. That's the constant, nagging voice from the outside world. Advertising, social media, you name it, telling you that you need more, you need to be better, you need to buy this thing. And on the other side, you have the id, that deep, primal, internal part of you that just wants what it wants, right now. It wants comfort, pleasure, and zero effort. And here's the kicker. These two aren't fighting each other. They're working together.
And you can see their little partnership right here in this dialogue Foley wrote. It's perfect. The id just whispers all the sweet nothings the ego wants to hear. You're special, you deserve it all, don't worry about anyone else, just stay a pampered baby forever. It's this perfect toxic feedback loop where our deepest, laziest desires are constantly being validated and encouraged by the culture around us. And please don't underestimate the power of the ad. This isn't just a gentle suggestion. It is a full-on, relentless assault on our attention. Get this number, 3,000. That's the average number of ads a single person is exposed to every day. That's the scale of the pressure we're under. A constant background hum telling us we're not quite good enough yet, but we could be if we just bought something.
So what happens when an entire society gets marinated in this partnership between the ad and the id? Well, according to Foley, you get a widespread cultural sickness. You get the culture of complaint.
Foley lays out this fascinating and, a little bit depressing chain reaction. He says it often starts from a really noble place, movements fighting for specific, crucial rights. But over time, that specific demand for justice can get watered down into this vague, generalized feeling of entitlement. And of course, businesses rush in to sell you things based on that feeling. And the final result? A culture where complaining and feeling like you're owed something becomes the default way of being.
And right at the heart of this culture is a powerful, seductive idea that Foley calls the glamour of potential. This is the belief that whatever is just around the corner, the next job, the next partner, or the next vacation, is going to be the thing that finally makes you happy. The future is always sparkling and exciting, while the present, the present's just kind of boring.
And living under the spell of potential has some serious consequences. I mean, if the grass is always greener somewhere else, why would you ever stick around and water your own lawn? Running away becomes the solution to every problem. Shopping and travel stop being about the experience and become all about the thrill of possibility. But here's the problem. Since potential is always perfect and reality never is, every time you actually get the thing you wanted, it feels like a letdown. You lose the ability to learn from tough times because you're just focused on escaping to the next thing.
Okay, so that's a pretty bleak diagnosis of modern life, I know. But Foley doesn't just leave us there in despair. He turns to ancient wisdom for the antidote. And surprise, surprise, its advice is the exact opposite of everything our culture screams at us.
So, step one, and we get this from thinkers like the Buddha, is a big old dose of brutal self-honesty. To fight back against the sweet lies of the ad, we have to face just how good we are at lying to ourselves. We're absolute pros at spotting the tiniest flaws in other people, while we hide our own like a cheating gambler hides his dice. The cure has to start with looking in the mirror, unflinchingly.
Next up, the philosopher Spinoza gives us the second piece of the puzzle. To get a handle on our own unconscious drives, our id, we don't beat them into submission, we master them by understanding them. The simple act of shining a light on an emotion, of forming a clear idea of what it is and where it comes from, takes away its power over you. Basically, understanding is a superpower.
And then, from the Stoics, people like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, we get what might be the most challenging piece of advice for our modern ears. Life is not supposed to be easy. It's not a graceful dance. It's a wrestle. It's supposed to be hard. And our purpose isn't to run from the struggle, but to engage with it, to learn from it, and to get stronger through it.
And this is where you can see the two paths so clearly. On one side, you have the modern self-help industry, a child of the ad, really, selling a fantasy, quick fixes, 5 easy steps to a perfect life, a world of effortless success. But ancient wisdom offers a totally different deal. It's a lifelong practice, not a quick fix. The goal isn't just success, it's understanding and character. And the method? Well, the method is to lean into difficulty, not run away from it.
And all of this builds up to the final and I think most transformative idea in the entire book. It's a complete reframing of what we should be aiming for in the first place.
Here it is, the big secret. We are not designed to reach some finish line called happiness and then just sit there. We are designed for the journey. We're built for the struggle. Neuroscientists, philosophers, poets, they all point to this same truth. The drive for happiness in our brain isn't really there to make us happy. It's there to keep us moving, to keep us striving.
The writer Albert Camus gave us the perfect image for this. Sisyphus, the guy from Greek myth who was cursed to push a boulder up a hill forever, only to have it roll back down every single time. We look at that and see a tragedy. But Camus says, no, we have to imagine Sisyphus happy. Why? Because the meaning, the fulfillment, the richness of life, it's found in the struggle. It's in the push.
And the poet Cavafy puts it so beautifully. He wrote a poem about Odysseus' long journey home to his island Ithaca. And he says the point isn't arriving at Ithaca. Ithaca's real gift was the long, hard, amazing journey it gave you. That's what made you wise. The journey was the treasure all along.
So we'll end with that by turning this powerful idea back to you. If the striving is the point, if the quest itself is the holy grail, then what's the meaning you're building in your own journey? What do your Ithacas mean?